driver than his son. Yeah. Do you know where I heard that from in the paddock this morning? From Arthur.
Did have a reasonable gap, but it's coming down.
It has come down. It's about 2 lengths, I suppose, as they come to the end of the straight and turn into Brooklands. Up to Lovefield, the long right-hander at the end of the lap 2 again. It's a 15-minute race. So Nelson Road.
John Bladen and John Goldsmith third.
Go through. Hard at that lead trap as well. Cullingham's gone across the nose of the other yellow jersey. Cullingham's been hit by, I think that was
Every bullet fight pain in fourth place with an opening from the fumbles out. We got a bit of a little there. Horsley, well, we expect great things from the champion, but he nearly had a nudge there from Grant Rees as Grant trying to get up alongside him, but it didn't quite work. So Adrian Horsley from last to first in 250 yards to Paddock Hill. Is challenging, and he looks as though he might just make a success of it going down, tumble downhill, but no, Kirk Twyman hangs on through the S's and up the hill they go. Alan Alltime still acting in third place. It's Andrew Smith in fourth. Scott Walton in fifth place. Oh, Shelley's got the cross going through the chicane there, and so I can't really see what's happening behind the tree. Across the new one, 588. Well, across the line it was shown as Jason Pritchard, but I'm sure it's Kyle Orr who's in third place at the moment, and Jason Pritchard is fourth. He's in 488, and Jason Pritchard looking to make a move of championship, and he wanted to move up into Stockhatch. So which side do you overtake? I can't remember which one it is, but back, and he hasn't got the speed to carry, and so turning in at Paddock Hill Bend is Ralph Budd in the lead, but he's being stalked. Coming round from the outside of the second row is Dan Bolster, and he's done it. He's gone into the lead through Paddock Hill Space. It looks very much to me like Alex Kerr who's managed somehow to get up into second place, and Kyle Orr in third place, disputing that, going up on the outside. It really is the survival of the fittest there, and Dave Ward turns in. He has it coming together with Mike Turpin. In the end, it's Don Shannon who gets the advantage, and then it's disputed, and Simon White is broadside. Julian Godfrey goes through, but everybody else is held up, and this is going to be an absolute gift to Don Shannon. Simon White, how either any of them or all of them managed to keep going, I really have no idea, but that was, and Adrian Horsley, well, it's all arms and elbows, and he's found his way through and into the lead, but he's scattered a few cars around the place, and I'm afraid that has 0.542, and interestingly, John Binks is a 65.567, nothing in it. Oh, I thought he was going to roll there. John Binks collected a course marker which turned him sideways, and I thought it might roll, but he didn't. But he has been hit by another car, and he falls over to the side, and I'm trying to see if there's another car anyway. I think it's Shelley waiting away, because we don't want anything to stop this. This is far too close for government, and certainly we don't want it to be interrupted. In third place, Horsley, and then Adrian going all the way round at the outside of Paddock Hill Bend, but he goes off the track, and that doesn't do him any good at all, because he drops behind them side by side, and it is Jason Pritchard who still manages to make it stick, but no, he doesn't. He goes wide. So Kyle Orr, the fastest lap does in fact go, would you believe, to Kyle Orr so far on 68.499. But it's still those three. Now Jonathan Greer's gone back into the action a little.
You're right.
Bromley goes across the line, goes up to 18th. All the way up on up to something like 2.7 seconds. Dan Clark.
Most of what Bruno's been just in the end of this lap, go to pole position, which will see us across the line. Goes Johnny Kimball to go quickest to 1 minute 3.728, then a 10 lap on anybody else. That's how they are at the moment.
Now, the M64 feels pretty much better.
Very leads this race coming out of the old hairpin. He's being chased at the moment by number 2 there. That is David Dyson, also making a good start from the second row. And we've got 3, 4, 5 cars all spinning off. 55 is Stuart Smith, 57 Dave O'Carroll, and number 3 second place is looking very close. And number 4 it is just about stealing through. Number 2 David Dyson in third place miraculously. I think most people managed to miss the body of that.
Standing by, so it's swapping. I think that's the question. That's the question that's being asked from within the cockpit. Are we swapping or are we putting new tyres on? Just we'll see.
730, and Gavin Smith comes through, number 88. For some reason which I can't quite fathom, shown as an ETCC spec code.
What is impressive down here on the Lexus is that
and the leaders are running nose to tail onto the colour. Now it's absolutely together once more. Ed Keane behind Leaders nose to tail, absolutely together as they turn through McLean's. The gap is the third time I think it's running absolutely together as they go through McLean on the 50th side. Well, the lead change last time was lost as they crossed the line. It was back to Allison from Alonso
Ian Sturt's got himself on the backside now of Steve's to get the championship. James Lodge has been struggling round, down in 16th place. Now, he'll keep going because it's all about championship points, right way down the order.
The pits then goes Tony Allinson, the Golf Centre proprietor from Penrith. He's 50 years of age and driving the only 1.5 litre Radical SR in existence. It says here, the engine built by PowerTech. And Tony Allinson raced in Formula Ford between 1979 and 1980.
In the black number one car, the menacing number one car. He hasn't got a budget at the moment to do the full season. I think he's pulled it off back into lead position ahead of Lawrence David. This is a terrific cut for us. time, and what he's got to make up on that.
Stretches his lead as they head up towards Coppice Corner. They turn right now, and it is only 4 cars in the one-way there. It's a bit crazy out there today. Trying to move here as they head towards it's a temporary logic block that needs just there's no yellow flags going into Red Gate, so I think everyone has made it safely through. So Simon Hunter would be from Terry Rowton in the lead from the top. A few cars all making a fairly even start. We'll see how that's done there over the remaining 10 laps or so. Cars having made it round at the end of the first lap, which is not a bad strike rate. Simon Hunter was overhead for 2 counts of seconds at the end of lap 1. Waiting to see if it's inside first. Through the Schwartz curve, because the top two gap as they go. down into the turn. It's all to play for on the first bend here. Oh, it's problems. There's a couple of cars got up onto the grass. Oh, that was a domino effect. Well, they're all good questions. I think you look quite comfortable.
Marshall's Delara being brought down the hill.
starting plunge down through the Craner curves into the old hairpin. I think this is the way that the teachers to say that we've got two cars off into the gravel trap. We've got
And four in a row as they go into that top corner. So the top down down. Oh, that's the 30 against the upside now, and there we go. Emulates Paul Regan in 7.5 in terms of motion roll. They'll do it in this one. Tomo's out there in your 133 going forward. Tomo ran from the York Club that goes down that far side in a 133. All sorts of things going on over that far side. Looks good, it sounds on 10th form and looks to put a challenge in on Tommy with his Mickey Man in there in the pick-up back in about 5th place at the moment, but North Thompson 49, Nick Cale goes very high. Now sorry, 7th floor, also up the start and everything goes Randy Machine for Alan in ST12 in that second back. Oh, roll over on that bottom bend. So there we go. Didn't quite see the number of that one, but we've got roll over. Yellow flags are running a few tires, definitely. But big wheelie on that Randy. Goes into that top corner. But comes the red. K-Boy takes it to this one, third place in the pass, and D-Strap, and he's a D-Strap. Into the lead, and that's going to be Joe Benson and Red Wall received. Scudell 22, Kirsty Robbins, and it's now look at that. Richard, you never did that. 59, and Jerry Sardo picked up the green flag to run over the tyres with here, so not going to stop him racing. Why would he have to pick up another one earlier on? I don't think he did, but he did spend most of the first race coming to a halt, and there we go, we've got probably
good points this morning, so everything against the race. And Lordy is about first away in PhD 112. Then into third from Malcolm Urban in CM41. Lays back in fifth in your 64. It's Stephen Graham and Mark Cowperway. A sole lane 1-2. The front bench, Liz Donning, big powerful move in the loop. There it is, on, he's clear. Oh, and look at Cole, Dottie Davis, looks a bit of a mess. Cole's on his roof, out come the red flags. You can't get 10 cars with a win. Andy Pitt, Martin Finger, great early. No like the guys on orange, look out.